And will I come? Yes, was the answer. And then she says, would I bring it? I mean, she'll run to a salad. Well, you know, I pretend to mind, but actually I always love an opportunity to get out my big pots and pans and clatter about the kitchen. And this, my big mushroom pasta bake, is just such an opportunity. I've just finished chopping the shiitake mushrooms and adding them to this vast bowl of other mushrooms. About 1.5 pounds, 750 grams. They go on top of 3 ounces of butter, about 75 grams, and a tablespoonful of oil because the oil will stop the butter from burning. Get whatever mushrooms you can. I've got button mushrooms, cremini or chestnut mushrooms, and some lovely yellow chanterelles. I'm going to add some dried mushrooms. Well, they're not dry now, they're lovely and succulent. About 3 ounces, 75 grams of porcini. And under the mushrooms was just 2 cups of water from a recently boiled kettle. Look at the colour of it now. That's the mushrooms. Put those on top. Some garlic, about 3 cloves. Just grate them in. It's the easiest way. And some fresh thyme. I love the smell of this. About a tablespoonful of leaves from the stalks. Ah, it's beautiful, the thyme as it falls on the mushrooms. One more green touch, really hefty amount of parsley. Oh, I didn't know I was that strong. I like this feeling of enjoyable busyness. I want one gorgeous green handful. God, must be about 3/4 cup here. On top, bit of mixing. I know there are a lot of mushrooms there, but we need a lot. I mean, I'm going to feed 16 people easily out of this. Some salt, good teaspoon. I just need to clamp a lid on and leave them to bubble away for about 5 minutes. Well, we can forget about the mushrooms while I get on with the white sauce. I want about 6 ounces of butter, 175 grams, cup of plain all-purpose flour, 140 grams. Melt the butter, stirring in the flour until you've got a yellow ointment, thick. Well, the roux is glossy and thickened. Take the pan off the heat while you add the milk, otherwise it'll just go lumpy and it's quite stressful. In comes the milk. Oh. 2 litres, 8 cups. Often when I make a white sauce, I put a bit of chicken stock in just to give it savouriness, but I don't need that with the mushrooms. Plus, the wonderful thing about this whole pasta bake is that it keeps vegetarians and meat eaters happy, so why ruin it by putting some meat stock in now? So be patient, cook the white sauce until, I'd say 5 or 10 minutes, until it thickens and loses its floury taste. I'll keep stirring regularly, but I think this means I can get on with the mushrooms. Now, you know, the thing is about mushrooms, I'm always surprised about how they shrink when they're cooked. I mean, I know it happens because it always happens, but it's like a fresh discovery every time. They have given off a lot of their own moisture, but I want to add some more juiciness. This is the water that the mushrooms, the dried mushrooms, were soaking in. In goes this brown liquid. Oh, look at that colour. I'm going to cook the mushrooms without a lid now because I want this lovely brown liquid to bubble up and leave me a gorgeous savoury syrup. That's that. I now think I could see how I'm doing with the white sauce. lovely, much thicker. So gorgeous and smooth. But the taste is as important as the texture, because I don't want any flouriness detectable, and I think it's important not to undersalt. Heavenly, but I do want a bit more salt. Obviously this is to taste. And I like to grate some fresh nutmeg on top as well. You can use ready ground. It gives a sort of slight musky sweetness, almost like a scent. Well, that's ready now. I can take it off the heat, and I think I can do a bit of a clear up to get ready for my mass assembly. Do this in a minute. That. These. Right. Watch this. Very dainty little oven dish. Look at the size of that pan. Doesn't it just warm the cockles of your heart just seeing it? Okay, so first goes the pasta. That's 3 packets of rigatoni. I mean, you can use any pasta you want, but I like the robustness of this tubing. Plus, this corrugation means that the sauce just clings to it. And now, the white sauce. Ah, look at that thick swathe of it. Ready for the mushrooms now? Beautiful. Got 2 cups, about 100 grams of grated parmesan. Put half on now, and the rest I'll put on just before I bake this. Finally, the remaining bit of parsley. Love that flash of green. And I think a bit of a roll up of the sleeves while I turn everything together. Great thing about this is that I can go around to my friends later and just pop it in her oven. It'll need about half an hour in a 200 degrees centigrade or 400 Fahrenheit oven. So apart from a little prinking later, I'm done. Just take it out of the way for the time being. Oh, thank you so much. Hold it up so the hand doesn't fall out. Thank you.
This is absolutely perfect. It's all the fun and none of the fuss. You just arrive.
Well, I do the fuss.
You do the fuss.
I like the fuss.
And I like the zhuzh. So it's perfect. I'm going to when you're going to have your... Bless you. Thank you so much for making the effort.
I'm leaving you with the washing up.
You're leaving me with the food. I'll bring back the empty plates and 3 bits.